Welcome to Night City.
Hello everyone, today we're going to explore the early history of Night City, roughly between 1990 to 1998. So let's begin with this guy, Richard Knight. Back in the early 1990s, Richard Knight started getting really concerned about the collapse. The collapse was a time of immense turmoil where the United States government fell, chaos reigned, and violence was widespread across the nation. Richard saw this as an opportunity amidst the madness. He wanted to build a city that could weather the storm and be a safe haven in a crumbling world. So he founded Knight International, a development company solely dedicated to bringing his vision to life. He didn't want Night City to just be another city. He wanted to be a place that could thrive, even in the face of chaos. To turn his grand vision into reality, Knight needed funding. As the collapse unfolded, many corporations sought to establish their own controlled, free zones away from government interference. Knight's dream city perfectly aligned with the desires of the corporations, making him a perfect prospect for investment. By 1992, prominent corporations such as Arasaka, EBM, and Petrochem joined forces with Knight, forming the Coronado Partnership to fund and support this ambitious project. This period marked the planning phase of Night City, during which Richard Knight and his partners strategized and laid the groundwork for the city's development. The planning process involved extensive scouting for suitable land, particularly focused on areas that had access to seaports and modern highways, so that they could transport the necessary materials to build the city. Among the various locations considered, it was an article in the San Francisco Chronicle that caught Richard Knight's attention. The article described a ghost town called Morro Bay along the Central California coast. Knight seized the opportunity, like any good capitalist, and bought the town for pennies on the dollar. The financial aspect of Night City's construction came together through the support of Mara, Osuga, and Finch, who sought to establish the city as a thriving financial hub. The Arasaka Corporation played a crucial role in removing the criminal elements from the area, ensuring a safe environment for construction. External investors were also enticed by the promise of lucrative building contracts and potential extra-legal income. In order to distance the new city from the stigma associated with Morro Bay, the Coronado Partnership decided to rename the region Del Coronado Bay, making way for the development of Coronado City. However, due to Richard Knight's prominent role and influence, locals quickly began to refer to the burgeoning city as Knight's City. And with that, the groundwork was set, and plans were underway to reshape the landscape of Del Coronado Bay into a metropolis that would become Night City. The construction of Night City required extensive land and infrastructure development. Surrounding hills were leveled and the earth was used to reshape the bay, widening previously narrow sand spit to about 10 miles. The harbor was re-dredged to accommodate large ships needed for construction, and the remaining dirt was utilized as fill along the western edge. Moreover, the location provided an ideal spot for the intercontinental maglev station, connecting Night City to other parts of the world. And if you're wondering what the maglev is, it's a magnetic levitation rail system, which is one of the largest infrastructure projects on the entire continent. Currently operational, the abandoned maglev tunnels are used by the homeless and various gangs at the current moment. The plan for Night City was all about embracing diversity and showcasing various architectural styles. He drew inspiration from iconic cities like New York and San Francisco, blending in elements of brownstones and Victorian gingerbread homes. The result was a mesmerizing fusion of architectural influences that gave each neighborhood its own distinct character and charm. But Knight's vision went beyond just aesthetics. He wanted Night City to be a place where people could truly live, work, and play, without relying heavily on cars. His idea was to create a pedestrian-friendly city, where you can easily walk from your home to local shops, restaurants, and businesses. This concept aimed to foster a sense of community and vibrant street life. One of the standout features of Night City was the magnificent New Harbor Mallplex. This massive complex was designed to be a world-class shopping destination, catering to diverse tastes and desires of the city's residents and visitors. It was a place where you could find anything your heart desired. Knight also understood the importance of water-based activities. He made sure to incorporate an open marina area where private vessels and recreational boating enthusiasts could enjoy their passions. Additionally, an industrial port was strategically located north of the city to facilitate efficient trading and commerce operations. When you think of Night City, you can't help but envision the towering high-rises and beautifully designed parks. These were the glittering core of the city, showcasing Knight's architectural prowess and the influence of the powerful corporate entities that played a significant role in shaping Night City's destiny. These corporate skyscrapers became iconic symbols of the city's growing affluence and immense power held by corporations. So after 4 years of planning, the construction of Night City finally kicked off in May of 1994. Petrochem and MA&F were the main backers of the Coronado Partnership, but they didn't have the construction expertise themselves. They needed someone who can handle the heavy machinery and workforce to make Night City a reality. Sadly, this is where the Mafia and the Yakuza enter the picture. You see, man, these mobs had a tight grip on construction in the region for years. They controlled the construction unions, transportation unions, and even had influence over the government agencies responsible for licensing and regulations. By investing a substantial amount of money in the partnership, they saw it as an opportunity to not only make big bucks from construction work, but also gain a foothold in future illicit activities like gambling, prostitution, and drugs. There became to have a clash of interests, you could say. Richard Knight had his own unique building techniques and materials in mind, which didn't really align with the establishment of the unions and the construction firms controlling everything, right? So this caused tension, especially since Knight insisted on creating a safe and crime-free environment in a city, which didn't really sit too well with the criminal underworld. During the first 4 years of construction, Richard Knight faced daily threats on his life. These escalated to acts of sabotage and intimidation, prompting him to turn to his corporate allies for assistance. Despite their efforts, tragedy struck on September 20th, 1998. Only 4 years after construction started, Richard Knight was shot and killed in his penthouse suite on top of the newly constructed Parkview Tower. To honor his memory and the immense contribution he made to the city council decided to formally rename the city Night City. And that wraps it up, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.